The best time to prune your camellia bushes is directly after flowering, and there's just one or two flowers, just one or two stragglers, and they're usually sort of further into the bush, so now is the time. And I want to always cut them back to the height, to the thickness I wanted the hedge, which is I can look where I cut them to last year, and it's about there somewhere. You don't need to cut the tops off them to strengthen them like you do with some hedges, because they're really strong, so they'll stand up themselves. So I'm going to grow them to the height I want them, which is much higher than this. So I'm going to leave the tops and just cut the sides back to here. Now the reason you cut them directly after flowering is because they do two spurts of growth. The first bit's like a vegetative growth, and the next bit has the flowers on for next spring. So you want to allow both those lots to grow. So I'm going to sort of cut them back to about like so, about this high all the way along. Going to exactly where I want them to be, and just usually with hedges you start at the bottom and work your way up, and sort of cut them to a very, very gradual sort of maybe 80 degrees slope rather than vertical. They look vertical, but it means that the lower branches get more light. It's just a shame to sort of cut off some of these very late straggling flowers, but they are kind of deep in the bush and you can't really see them, and it's been flowering for ages. It needs to be done now. They started earlier than they usually do, and they went on later than they usually do. Some of them have started budding already and got a little bit of growth. Don't worry about that. You've got plenty of time to grow still. And just neaten it down like that. And then just work my way along, just starting at the lower branches and working my way up. This one's also got some flowers deep inside the bush. After they appear to finish flowering, often they've got these stragglers that are deep inside the bush that nobody sees. But here they are, so you've got to see them when you give the tree a prune. The shrub a prune, I mean. Camellia is a pretty easy bush to prune. I haven't had to use any long handled cutters or anything. But if you're giving a bush a really hard cutback, you would need them. And they do recover really well from really dramatic cutbacks. They're very strong plants. From aphasia, and they make brilliant evergreen hedges, but you must have an acidic soil. They need acid soil. And they're really good against wind. They grow under trees or in sun. Just don't put them next to a concrete path or anything alkaline, because they really won't like that. And they can cope with really low temperatures as well. And just go over tidying it up, neatening it up, and then some of these really leggy bits at the top, just trim them off, just to neaten it up really. You don't have to, because I want this to be about so high eventually, I suppose. And that's all you need to do for the whole year. That's the entire maintenance for the camellia hedge. And pruning it does expose a few of these inner flowers, and that's really all you need to do. It's a shame when you see these flowers cut off, but they were buried deep in the bush and you couldn't see them. Like I said, to clear this up now, it's quite easy just to kind of drag it along. You need to rake when you've got fingers. And this is really, really easy. In fact, much easier than using a rake. I'm going to put them in a heap somewhere for now. Yeah, so the camellias are a really good shrub, really good to have as a hedge. My favourite hedge plant out of all the garden plants. And they have a really long flowering season. This year they just went on for ages. I've never known camellias go on for as long as they did this year. Some of them started in January, some even earlier than that, closer to the coast. And then they're still going now to some of them. So I've never seen them go on for so long before. But always a really good hedge, keep the wind out, really good screen, and they sort of tolerate any conditions apart from an alkaline soil. So I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you press the little me, which is somewhere down there, then you can see all my other videos. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. And I shall see you next time.